It's time to get the latest transfer news from across Europe, and we're joined by French football journalist Jonathan Johnson. Good afternoon to you, Jonathan. We're going to start with a player Newcastle are linked with, one of many, but Lille's Sven Botman. Where are we at with this, and can you see him leaving Lille this month?
Hey there, great to be back on as always. I think Lille would definitely sell, probably for over 50 million euros. I mean, they're not keen to lose him this month, but with that sort of money potentially on the table, I think it would definitely be enough to turn their heads. They're not under as much pressure financially since letting Jonathan Ikone go to Fiorentina and also reaching the latter stages of the Champions League. But for somebody like Botman, if that offer was put on the table this month, around about 50 million euros, then I definitely think that Lille would come to the negotiating table to thrash out a deal.
Hi, Jonathan. Just want to ask you about another player that Newcastle are interested in. It is the Monaco centre-back BENOIT Badia. Newcastle interested, along with West Ham and Wolves as well. What kind of player is he, and what fee do you think he'd command?
Well, like Botman, he's a talented young defender. Like you said, Newcastle, West Ham, both interested. Wolves too. He's not an undisputed starter for Monaco, though, in the same way that Botman is for Lille. So I think the current interest, it's my understanding, is around 30 million euros, which is a bit below what Monaco would probably accept. But considering that he's not a nailed-on member of their starting 11, I think if the offer that comes in is a bit higher than that, then they probably would accept to do a deal this month.
Hi, Jonathan. Now, let's talk about Gini Wijnaldum. Could we see him possibly make a return to the Premier League?
I don't think we should rule it out just yet, but also at the same time, despite the fact that a number of clubs are monitoring his situation at the moment, Newcastle being one of them, of course, one of his former clubs, he is keen to turn things around in Paris, but it hasn't gone the way that he or the club would have hoped so far this season. It was another tough day at the office for him in Lyon yesterday. But at this moment in time, I don't think it will be a priority to make a move this month. But if something was to happen, if Wijnaldum was to fall out of favour under Pochettino, then I definitely think it's something that could perhaps come together towards the end of the transfer window. But for the moment, I wouldn't necessarily expect any movement on that front, despite the interest.
Good to see you, Jonathan. Now, Watford fans will be pretty excited about this potential deal. PSG have reportedly offered Layvin Kazawa. What can you tell us about that one?
So PSG have been keen to offload Kazawa for some time. They want to try again to do that this month. The player has wanted a move to the Premier League in the past. Watford, perhaps not the most ideal landing spot for him now after Kamara was signed last week, but Kazawa can also play further forward. Not that we know that much about it because he hasn't played much for PSG this season. He's relatively inflexible, or has been in the past, regarding his salary, so that could be a stumbling block there. But he is out of the picture in Paris, so the motivation to get back playing, is likely to be high. So that's definitely one to potentially watch. But I also think that the signing of Kamara might now have complicated that a little.
Well, that's one left back. I'm going to ask you about two more players, and they are both left backs. Saïd Kolasinac, Arsenal to Marseille. How close is this?
Well, as we saw when he made his appearance against Forest towards the end of the game, it's a reminder that he is still around. However, he doesn't have a future at Arsenal. Marseille are looking at him as a potentially good financial opportunity. So this is not one that would necessarily be for this month, but it would be one with this coming summer in mind.
Show is packed full of Aston Villa fans, and you are included in that. If Luca Dean makes his way to your club, how happy would you be?
I'd be delighted. Luca is somebody who I've been in infrequent contact with since the beginning of his career. Started out at Lille, obviously passed by PSG as well, and has done very well since moving to the Premier League. And I think for Villa, he'd represent a very good signing if they can get that deal done. And it's in keeping with the exciting feeling around the club at this moment in time, particularly during this transfer window with Coutinho, already through the door, now potentially Dean. I think that there are bright days ahead for Villa under Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, you'll be keeping your fingers crossed, no doubt. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks a lot.